right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Premier Series race this evening, coming to you from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to have 134 laps tonight. That's going to be 200 miles. Our top two in points, they're going to be going to the back of the pack. That's going to be the number 6 of Griffin Deer and the 94 of Cameron Sarton, both to the back of the pack tonight. So we're going to go through really quickly exactly who we have starting. So starting on the pole, back out front as he is used to, Mr. Dakota Nichols in the 24 car. Outside of him, Colin Lewis in the 67 newcomer, just joined this race for the first time this evening with our lead. James Jackson's going to be rolling off in third. You see Miguel Rodriguez there in fourth. We'll walk through the rest of the field, but we are about to go green flag racing here in Charlotte. Dakota Nichols brings him down to the line, and we are underway. 137 laps. We have one stage tonight. That stage is going to end at the end of lap 34. So we have 34 stage laps here tonight. We'll award points to the top 5 drivers at the end of that 34 laps. But here on lap 1, we have a battle to see who is going to lead this first lap, and it's going to be our outside pole center. Oh, but we've got some trouble behind the leaders. It looks like... who have we got involved here? I see the 72. Oh, no, that looks like Miguel Rodriguez was wrapped up in it. We're going to take it back here under caution and see exactly what it was that happened here. Unfortunately, our night tonight in the Premier Series getting kicked off a little bit like our evening in the Truck Series last night was running here at the end of lap 1, already seeing our first caution flag. So we're going to check it out from this angle. We got the 72 car. That is Miguel Rodriguez. He is riding right behind the 29 of Kyle Jackson. So we're going to see exactly what transpires here. That's James Jackson at 29, correction. Yeah, it looks like James bounces down off the wall. Ooh, man, it looks like honest mistake there. I think maybe Miguel was trying to give him some room to come down off the wall early in the race. Miguel trying to have some give rather than take, but unfortunately the 3 car was there. Contact made. So we see the 3 car here caught up in that one. That is Cameron Arndt. And let's see, who is that behind Cam that got caught up in that? I believe that might have been... Hard to see who that is that comes piling in there towards the back, but we're gonna take a look here and see where they all wound out. We're gonna go back live and see where everybody landed. Yeah, it looks like Cameron Arndt now in the pits, Miguel Rodriguez in the 72, also in pit lane, James Jackson in the 29. Looks like it was Cameron Sarton in the 94. Oh man, that is a tough break for the 94. He had a rough week last week at IRP that dropped him down into second place in points, still up top as far as points go, so had to drop back to the back. So yeah, that's going to shake things up a little bit immediately as we get started tonight here in Charlotte. So Cameron Sarton, our second place in points, probably it looks like maybe had to use a fast repair, definitely had to go into the pits. Cameron Arndt driving that 3 car. He's 5th in points right now, having to burn a fast repair more than likely early here. Same with Miguel. So we're going to check in with those drivers as we can here momentarily and see if we can see what all of their resources they had to expend right there. Okay, so just got confirmation that at least two of those drivers did have to burn a fast repair early. Cameron Arndt, Miguel Rodriguez, both having to use a fast repair early. Fortunately for him, James Jackson in 29 did not have to use one. We are back underway here at Charlotte, though. This time, that's the 67 of Colin Lewis. He's going to lead us down to the green flag this time. He was able to get past the 24 car of Dakota Nichols early in lap 1 after they took the green flag, and they're going to file out single file here. Jared Ogletree, he's going to settle out into 3rd place. Behind him is going to be Brandon Hare, new dad for I think a second time, so welcome to baby girl into the world last week, and he is rejoining us here tonight. So Brandon, good to see you and have you back here tonight. Behind him we have Devin Benoit. He's running in the 60 car, got a patriotic paint scheme there. John Dart. Now, John is somebody that we want to keep an eye on tonight. He has been in the top 5 for every race so far this season, but has not been able to capture a win. His average finish this year is 2.25. He's currently running 3rd place in points as the number 93 of John Dart. He has finished 2nd 3 times already this season, so got to be hankering for a win here tonight. The 93 of John Dart, as he is battling now for 7th place with Griffin Deere there in the 6 car. Griffin, of course, our current points leader here in the series. He won our race at IRP last week. That's what got him catapulted up to the top of these point standings. Led 139 of those laps last week. Cameron Arndt up there in the 3 car, he led another significant chunk of those. So we'll see if they can take the speed up a notch here in the at the bigger track like they did at the short track last week. Back up at the front, though, we see there has been a change for the lead. 24, that's Dakota Nichols. He was able to get around the 67 of Colin Lewis. So back to the points. Good to see Dakota back. You know, he's had to miss a couple of weeks, had some real world stuff going on, and he is decided to pick up right where he left off, right around the front of the pack. Now, this season has not been the dominant performance that we're used to seeing for Dakota. We've had 4 starts so far this season. Dakota's only been able to make it to 2 of those 4 starts. He kicked off the season by finishing 5th in Daytona, so he has that one top 5, but a disappointing 11th place finish at Chicagoland, and then having to miss 2 races. Currently has Dakota mired back in 14th place in points, well outside of our championship playoff, hoping to turn those fortunes around here tonight, leading early in that 24 car. Colin Lewis, this is a cool story. Colin joined us in the Track Racer Truck Series last night, and after experiencing that race, still decided to join us tonight. So kudos to you, Colin, out here racing the 67 Chevrolet. So he was in the Truck Series last night. It was a caution-mired event, but we did congratulate a new winner in that series. Excited to see we saw the number 10 truck make it to victory lane last night. Does not look like he was able to make it tonight. Noted absence, Stephen Parker, in that number 10 car. Do not see him in the field tonight, and he was unable to make it last week. So he is going to continue to fall in the points all the way back to 8th now already after missing last week's race. Got a four car breakaway here as we see the top 4 under about a half a second. Kind of under a blanket here. Looks like Jared Ogletree in the 27. He's going to go low here, try to get a pass on that 67 of Lewis. It looks like Jared's got solid momentum. He is going to make the pass, and it looks like his teammate, that's the 60 car, Devin Benoit, he's going to follow him. So move Jared and Devin up to 2nd and 3rd, respectively. And Colin Lewis is going to take it back to the 4th position, where he might just sit back there and ride around a little bit, get some draft, see if he can save a little bit of fuel here. So we'll be checking in on some fuel strategy here as we get a little bit deeper into the run. I know fuel strategy has been a big talk of a lot of these races. We've got some guys who are really big on saving gas from the very beginning. Way low down to the bottom there goes Devin Benoit. Colin Lewis is able to get right by him. I think I saw maybe Devin catch a little bit of the outside wall there, bounced him back down across the track He was able to gather it up, though, falling back to 4th place behind that 67 of Colin Lewis. But the front, though, Ogletree all over the back bumper of the 24 car. Jarrett's had a lot of speed so far this season. Hasn't led a ton of laps, though. He's only led 19 laps in the 4 races that we've had to date in the PSRA series. The PSRA Premier Series. So you got to think he's hungry to get up there and lead some laps. Now, Dakota, on the other hand, having only raced 2 races with us, has already led 25 laps this season, and that was before we started this race today. So looking at where we are so far in the race, Dakota has led, let's see here, Dakota has led 8 laps already here tonight, so taking his total up over the 33 laps mark of laps led for the year. So we'll keep an eye on those numbers as we get a little bit further along into the season. We see the 67 car, Colin Lewis. He's going to try on the outside of Ogletree here. Oh, Ogletree moves to the outside. Had plenty of room there. I'm not going to say that was a huge block. I don't think he cut off any big momentum there, but was a big maneuver to establish his presence in the outside lane there against the wall. Was not going to let Colin Lewis think for a second that he was going to be able to get a big run there. Speaking of big runs, Jared now right back on the bumper of our leader, Dakota Nichols. We're going to go on board with Jared. You hear him working those tires, trying to keep it down around the bottom of the racetrack, right in the wake of the 24. A lot of drafting help comes into play in this track. One thing that does get interesting about this track, though, is as these... Oh, man, yeah, you hear Jared. He's using up his tires there. You hear the tire screech. As these runs go on, you'll see the grip of these cars start to decline. Looks like we had some issues for Kyle Kendall. No caution flag here, but we're going to take it back and see exactly what happened to the number 16 car here. Oh, no, it looks like hard hit to the inside wall for Kyle Kendall. He spins hard. He hits both walls, inside and outside, coast to coast for the 16 of Kyle Kendall. His car has got to be torn up and meatballed there. And yeah, he did tow to the pit. So hate to see that early in the goings for Kyle Kendall, but we do stay under green here as he was able to get his car off of the racing surface and back to the pit. So we're going to go back live with our leaders. Remember, we were riding on board with Jared Ogletree when we flash back to that wreck. So he is still right on the back bumper of Dakota Nichols. Right behind him, though, is that newcomer, Colin Lewis, in that Busch Camaro. I do want to take a look at that pack behind them, though. They are gaining on this pack of 4. So at one point, this pack of 4 had a little bit larger advantage, but you see there the pack behind him has shrunk it down to just about 2 seconds over this pack, and or actually 2 seconds back from the leader. I guess they're only like a second back from Devin. So yeah, let's keep a close eye on Cameron Arndt in this 3 car and this pack behind him. They're going to be making a charge up towards the front. Cameron, Griffin, Miguel, not only are these guys used to running up around the front of the pack, but you've got a group of teammates back here who you can expect they're going to work together to try to push up to the front. Yeah, those 3 Great Lakes Motorsports cars, well, I was going to say you'd think they're going to work together here, but we see Miguel Rodriguez now on the outside of Griffin Deere. He wants to take that lead, or he wants to take that position away from Griffin now, making that move for the 6th position. It looks like he is going to take it, maybe pull down in front of them. And this team, if they're wise, they're going to get lined up here and see if they can run down this lead pack. Looking back at the lead pack now, a 3-car breakaway as Devin Benoit has fallen back from this pack by a considerable spread, now about a second back, kind of splitting the gap between these top 3 and 5th place Cameron Arndt behind him. these three cars showing a lot of speed here in the early goings. Only 12 laps to go in this opening stage. Now, reminder about PSRA, we do not take a stage break. We only have one stage, and this is just a way to reward those drivers that are performing well early on in the race. So what we do is the top 5 drivers at the end of tonight, it will be lap 34. The top 5 drivers are just going to get some stage points to reflect their early success in the evening. So even if they don't have a strong finish, they can at least have some kind of points out of the night. So very good race here out of these top 3 cars. I expect as we come to 10 to go in the stage, I expect we're going to see them possibly mix it up a little bit more than we're currently seeing. Yeah, already you can see Ogletree. He is wanting to get the nose of that 27 car to the bottom of the track and under the 24 car so that he can get some momentum and pull up alongside of him, maybe pass him for position. He's going to take a dive here. He's got good clean air on the nose of that car, pushing it all the way to the bottom. Nichols is giving him about a half a lane there to make sure that he's keeping that clean air on the nose of the car. But it does not seem to be helping Jared get up to and alongside Dakota here in the 24. Quick update. We saw that unfortunate incident for Kyle Kendall, massive impact to the inside and outside wall. Again, hit both of them. And Kyle is now showing as out for the night. I don't believe he was included in that early stack up. So he should have still had a fast repair, but in this environment, once you tow, these races, we've seen them already this season. We've seen them go green for the entire race. So once you get behind like that, very difficult to get back in the mix because once you tow to the pits, you're going to lose 2-3 laps there easy just on the tow. So good chance that was enough for Kendall to call it a night for the night. So I'd hate to see him go out like that in the 16 car. But I know that his teammates that are remaining here in the race for Kitties and Beer Racing are going to go out and try to make a big win for him. So that is Devin in the 60 and Jared here in the 27. Jared, he's looking to secure some stage points. He would really like to get a stage win here. They're coming back to 6 laps to go when we get to the line here in the stage. We're talking about this battle for the stage positions. Also want to keep in mind the battle for the 5th position. That is going to be for stage points as well. So we currently have riding in that 5th position, the 72 here of Miguel Rodriguez. He has his teammate Griffin Deere right behind him. Griffin Deere currently has a 2-point lead over second place in the points, Cameron Sarton. So you got to think with a points race that tight for the lead, Griffin's going to want as many of these points as he can. Oh, but as we're talking about that, Cameron Arndt, the 3 car, it looks like he maybe bounced down off the wall a little bit, lost some momentum, put the 72 of Rodriguez up to 4th position and Arndt back to 5th. After that little bobble, it looks like Cam is going to try to come right back at that 72 car, see if he can get back by him. Meanwhile, I see some big closing back up at the front of the pack. There are great battles going on all over this race. All right, we're going to pop back here to Miguel and Cameron. Then it looked like Jared was closing that gap on the leader, and I don't want to miss another pass for the lead here tonight. But we are it looks like, potentially get a pass back here for 4th place. Cameron Arndt, he throws that 3 car all the way down to the bottom of the track. He's not able to get a nose all the way on the inside of the 72. He falls back in line behind Rodriguez. And you got to wonder if Rodriguez is looking for his teammates behind the 3 car to maybe line up with him and see if they can work together here. But it looks like the 3 is going to keep them separated. Oh, and right as I say that, look at Griffin. He just throws that 6 Ford Mustang to the bottom of the track. He's going to clear Arndt in the 3 car. He's going to take that 5th position, but he wants more. He's looking to pass his teammate for 4th. He's got a little bit of drafting help out the back from the 3 car. Maybe going to help push him by Rodriguez. Oh, so close there. Oh, no, Cam has still got a nose to the inside of the 72. He's at the quarter panel. Just a couple of laps to go here to complete this stage. And again, this is for a stage point. Cam currently on the outside looking in, riding in that 6th position. Remember, only the top 5 get rewarded stage points at the end of this next lap. So 1 lap to go in the stage. Take us back up to the front where you can see Dakota Nichols maintaining his lead. Reminder, as we come to the end of stage 1 to award these stage points, we do not take a caution flag here in the Premier Series for the end of a stage. So we will award these points here first. Dakota Nichols with 5 points, Jared Ogletree with 4th, 3 points to Colin Lewis. And it looks like Griffin Deere came in 5th place, and it looked like Cameron Arndt just edged out Miguel at the line to get that 1 bonus point. So just barely got past them. Oh, now they're side by side. Let's keep a close eye on this 3 and 72. They've been going back and forth, racing hard. You got to think that 18 car is just waiting for one of them to make a mistake so he can slip on by, gain some position himself. And here he goes right to the outside. That's Brandon Hare. He's going to take that momentum all the way around the outside line, past the 3 car of Cameron Arndt. And now he's going to get lined up with his 2 teammates in front of him. Takes a little bit of a high line through the turn here. That's going to give him a ton. Oh, well, it was going to give him a ton of momentum. Then right there on the exit of turn 2, 18 bounces off the wall, comes back down the track. Didn't lose a ton of momentum, but he had a huge run on the 72, and he looked like he was positioning himself for a pass on the high side. He tries the same tactic here again through 3 and 4, right on the back bumper of the 72. Not quite going to get there this lap, but I guarantee you he's going to run it back and take another shot. '18 of Brandon Hare now looking to the inside of the 72, and right as he takes that opportunity, the 3 says, "Thank you, sir. I will take the opportunity as well." He's going to stick his nose just to the inside of the 18, but he's not able to keep it there. So Hare is going to close the door there and maintain position in the 6th spot. Going a little bit further back into the field. So behind this group fighting for the, let's see, the 4th through 7th position, behind them, we have Cameron Sarton. Cameron Sarton, he won the first 3 races of the season. Last week had an unfortunate outing at IRP, got caught up in some mess early on in the race that took him out. But he's back here tonight, and so far running a pretty modest 8th place. You know, he hasn't completely lost touch with the rest of the field or anything like that, but definitely not the speed that we are used to seeing from that 94 car. By the way, we are now coming to lap 39. I expect that we'll be seeing some green flag pit stops here before too much longer. In fact, we saw Kyle Bridges in the 46 car, it looks like, has already made some green flag pit stops. So we'll keep a close eye on that as these pit stops get close, because I think with the way that tire wear works here, and we've talked about this in previous broadcasts, once we see one guy come to the pits, we expect to see a lot of other drivers right behind him. It's kind of like a popcorn effect. Once the one goes off, oh no, but we have a huge accident here. The 94 car, just talking about him, Cameron Sarton and Cameron Arndt included in that one together while we were watching live. The 94 and the 93 car, the yellow flag comes out. Let's take this back and see exactly what happened between these two drivers. Looks like the 3 car was coming up. Maybe he thought, I got to suspect here that either he thought he was clear of Sarton there, or he maybe thought that that Sarton was going to go all the way out to the wall and give him a little bit more room there. I'm not seeing real. Well, nah, he was coming there anyway. I wanted to call that net code because his car actually started to turn, but I don't think they were going to woe it up at all to stop that collision. So Big collision there for the Camerons Arndt and Sarton. Unfortunate turn of events for Sarton as his night goes from modest to bad, and after his week last week went from bad to worse. So going to check in with him. Hopefully it does look like he was meatballed, so he is going to have to use a fast repair, and I believe he should be on his way back out now. So let's go live and catch up with the 94 of Cameron Sarton. And yes, he did use that fast repair. He was meatballed, so he is now back out on track. So count that now. The 94 of Cameron Sarton has used his fast repair. We mentioned earlier that Cameron Arndt used his fast repair, several others. So we are now, we were just talking about having to take green flag pit stops. Now we're seeing yellow flag pit stops. So while we are under caution, all these drivers bringing their cars to the service of their teams. And as soon as they get done with that, I'm going to see if we can get one of these drivers in for an interview. So sit tight and we'll be right back with you. All right, we got Dakota Nichols here in the broadcast booth. Dakota, you've been leading most of the laps so far here tonight. What's the secret thus far in the race to stay ahead of your competitors?
Honestly, I don't really think it's much of a secret. It's just keeping the tires on you. I know Colin pushed early. Him and Jared have both been all over my rear bumper, so not really able to get into the zone I wanted to be in, but luckily able to hold them off this far. But yeah, just keeping the tires on you, that's the main thing.
All right. Well, yeah, we see him getting close to you, not able to make the pass yet since you took the lead. So I'm going to put you back in there with your team so you can prep for this restart. Thanks for taking time to talk with us.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that was your leader, Dakota Nichols, in the 24. Off to a great start so far here tonight, and looking to close it out after that stage win with an overall win. So we know that he is working to conserve his tires during these fuel runs, no doubt saving some gas there as well. But for now, he is going to take us back to the green. We're going to see who pushes hard early in this segment to see if anybody is going to use those tires early, like what he was talking about the 67 of Colin Lewis doing early in the race here tonight. 24 gets an excellent restart, is able to get whole shot on the field, and he is going to extend his lead to over 5 car lengths now as they're going down the backstretch over second place Jared Ogletree. Ogletree makes great use of starting on the inside line. I know the outside line was kind of preferred in the Truck Series race last night, but I think these O'Reilly cars, they like the bottom of the track a lot better, I think, than those trucks do. You can get momentum on that high side, but you're going to fry your tires doing it. So great restart there for the 24 car. Big races behind him now. We're gonna widen out this shot a little bit so we can try to keep everybody in frame. We've got a race now for the 5th position. It looks like, yeah, Brandon Hare, he's just going to fall in line behind the 6th car for now, and maybe draft save some tires, because it looks like the 67 is about to make a big run here on the 27 of Ogletree. He is right on his back bumper. He's looking for some clean air on the nose of that Busch machine. We'll see if he can get it and get around the 27. He might be pushing Jared up a little bit towards the 24 car of Dakota Nichols, though. So we'll see if, with a little bit of that push from behind, if the 27 can get there and make it to the 24 for a pass for position here for the lead. While this race is unfolding, some action a little bit further back in the pack. We see Cameron Sarton trying to battle his way back up through the pack after having to use a fast repair there a little bit early on. He gets around the 49 car of Kyle Jackson, as does the 46 of Kyle Bridges. Interesting thing about Bridges, we saw him come in way early for green flag pit stops, very, very early on. So he is not going to be on the freshest of tires, but still putting up quite a fight here with the 49 of Kyle Jackson right behind him. Going to go back through the field a little bit. We see John Dart in the 93. He had some issues early, and obviously we saw the incident with the number 3 car of Cameron Arndt happen just a few minutes ago. He had to use his fast repair earlier on in the evening, so unfortunately Cameron Arndt out there in a very wounded race car. And at this point, running 14th position, he's just hoping for some attrition so that he can salvage some points here at the end of the night. If some other guys crash out and he can keep that car limping along to the end, he might be able to pick up a couple of positions that way. Looking back to this top 5, great view here from the blimp because you can see how these gaps shrink and then grow with these drivers. So on entry here, you see how the 27 and the 24 at the front kind of dead even here. The 6, though, he's able to get a big run to the inside of the 67, but as they go through the middle and exit of the turn, Lewis is able to open that gap back up. As they get further down the straightaway, saw the 6 close it back up a little bit, but 67 is able to drive his car a little bit deeper on entry to that turn. You see him open that gap up and get a little bit closer to the 27 car of Ogletree in front of him. And you see that distance between the cars kind of yo-yo back and forth. We talk about that a little bit with some of the aerodynamic challenges that you have with these cars. Once you get up close to the car behind you, if you get to the car in front of you, if you get too tucked up underneath them, you can actually take some of the air off their back spoiler. But it also, if you don't get it at the right angle, can take the air off of your nose and take away some of your front downforce too. So always got to be strategic with how you approach a car in front of you, even if you are much faster. That aero blocking can be a great equalizer. We've seen it happen across all of the different oval racing series here in iRacing. So got a great battle for the lead here. Jared Ogletree right on the bumper of Nichols in the 24. They're coming up on that wounded 3 car of Cameron Arndt. Gotta hope Arndt here is gonna do the sportsman-like thing here. Yeah, he's gonna keep it up and out of the way. Did not expect he would interfere with these guys at all, and does not hold them up any. So kudos to Cam there. Know you're having a rough night tonight, sir, but doing the right thing by keeping the rough part of it to yourself and letting these guys race it out. So we are now working lap 53 of this 134 lap race. Dakota Nichols, your leader. Dakota has led 46 of the 53 laps so far. The yellow flag cautions were able to help him out with that. Once again, glad to have Dakota back. I say that as the commentator. I guarantee you the guys in this field are not happy to see Dakota back in dominant fashion here in the early stages of this race, out in front of the field now for the vast majority of the laps that we've run. Right behind him, Jared Ogletree in the Truck Series has earned himself a little bit of a nickname. They're calling him the Silent Killer. He's one of those guys who late in these races, you know, he will save his equipment, and he usually doesn't push really, really hard against other drivers until it's time to push hard. A little bit more of a conservative race car driver. He's not typically one to burn up his equipment early in a run. So expect to see, especially as this race goes longer into the night, if he does start saving some of his equipment to be able to make a big challenge towards the leader here late in the race. Speaking of big challenges, a 6 car, he's going to dive down to the bottom. You see Ogletree just move up a lane. He's not interested in racing really hard. Still 80 laps to go here in the final stage of this race. So Yeah, Jared was just going to move up and let him take it, but you see now that Griffin, he lost a little bit of that momentum. He's going to fall back into the clutches of the 67 of Colin Lewis. Ogletree is going to stay right on the back bumper of the 24 car. Do you want to keep an eye on one thing that is developing a little bit further back in the pack? We highlighted earlier the 94 car, Cameron Sarton. He won three of the 5 races. Sorry, 3 of the 4 races that we've completed so far this season. Went on a hot streak, and that hot streak came to a frigid end last week at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Off to a rough start tonight. We saw him get wrapped up in an incident with Cameron Arndt in the 3 car. He was able to get that car repaired, though. His one fast repair of the evening. He is back out there and now fighting his way back up through the field. Remember, he started at the tail end of this thing, all the way back in 13th position at the tail end of the lead lap. He's already worked his way all the way up to 8th position. Now getting ready to, it looks like, to work on Miguel Rodriguez potentially for 7th. Miguel, another one of those drivers who had to use his fast repair early on in the evening. You know, and just as we're talking about the speed of Cameron Sarton, look at James Jackson in that 29 car, the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar car. I do want to give a shout out to James Jackson in the 29, Jackson of 29 Designs. He designs a lot of the paint schemes that you're seeing here tonight. All the guys in Great Lakes Motorsports. So that is the 29, the 72, the 6 car of Griffin Deere, all with Great Lakes Motorsports, and he does the paint schemes for all those guys. So really cool to see them out here running those schemes that he does originally. So speaking of teams, we've talked about the teamwork of Ghost Racing. So we've got Cameron Sarton and Travis Dart lined up nose to tail here at the back of the pack. This was ominous for folks when we saw it back at the beginning of the season at Daytona. When these guys get lined up, they create some speed. These Ghost Racing cars, the 94, the 11, the 93 of John Dart, also a team member, the brother of Travis Dart here in the 11. They've shown some really excellent teamwork in the previous races so far this season. Don't be surprised as this race wears on if you see this 11 and 94 hook up and ride the draft up to the front of this race. Back up at the front, though, we've got a challenge for the lead. It looks like Ogletree finally able to get his nose just inside the 24 car, but Nichols drives it hard off the corner, and he's able to slam the door shut on Jared's number 27 Chevrolet. You imagine Jared is going to be waiting to get another opportunity at that, but as we look out the windshield of the 24 machine, nothing but clear track ahead of him. He's got clean air. We can listen for how he's babying those tires down into the corner. And let's take a look and compare some of those lap times between Ogletree and... Oh, yeah, listen to him using those tires. All right, yeah, let's look at some of the lap times between Nichols and Ogletree. So as you look across the bottom of your screen here, you see the last 5 lap times. Looks like Ogletree was a little bit slower than him on all but one lap, lap 60. That was that lap where we saw him able to get alongside our leader. But now as we look out the back, you see that gap is widened back out to several car lengths, but with the draft behind him, you know, I don't expect to see Nichols to be able to break his Chuck Smith and Son Construction Chevrolet to a huge lead at this point, just because he's got a group of cars behind him that are going to be drafting together. So I expect they'll be able to stay pretty tight on him. But as I say that, we see Griffin start to fall back a little bit. Oh, and now he's in the wall. Issues for the 6 car. We saw him lose some big momentum. I saw Brandon in the 18. He was able to get a huge run on Griffin. Almost had to change lanes to keep from running into him about half a lap ago. And Griffin looks like he's been able to collect it. He's back at pace now, trying to pass Brandon back for that position. But yeah, Griffin slightly off the pace there for a second, actually got up into the outside wall, slowed him down a little bit more. But he is still side by side now with the 18 car. for that position. Oh, now we see the 67 of Lewis. He gets a little taste of the wall as he moves to the outside of that 6 car, looking for the 4th position. And yes, put 67 into 4th. He clears the 6 car and puts himself right behind Brandon Hare. Got to think he's setting the sights on that 18 car because, you know, Lewis in the 67, he's got speed. This is his first outing with us here in the Premier Series, but already making a strong showing for himself. A couple of updates a little bit further back in the pack. I do want to let you all know, looks like Cameron Arndt has brought his Chicago Cubs machine back to pit road, bring it to the attention of his team. No doubt needs some repairs there to be able to continue. And Kyle Bridges in the 46 now shown as out of the race. So decided to go ahead and call it an early night after early struggles in that 46 machine. Back up at the front here, Jared, he makes a big run at the back of the 24 car of Dakota Nichols. I with that close rate, I thought for a second he might make contact. Not that Jared would, not from that far back anyway. So Jared got off of it, probably lost a little bit of momentum there to Dakota in that turn because he checked up so hard. A little bit further back through the field, do see some side-by-side racing. Man, this group back here, these two Great Lakes Motorsports drivers, the 72 and the 29, mixing it up with the Ghost Racing. And this is going to be one to keep a really close eye on. These battles for, let's see, this is going to be 6th through 9th place, no doubt. Going to be a dogfight back here, I guarantee it. You see Travis starting to get low in the 11 car. He's wanting to try to use the draft of the 72, maybe to take that whole line of 3 cars underneath the 29 car, Jackson. But 72, kind of seeing what was happening with his teammate, backed out of it and lost a little bit of momentum for all of them there. Is great for Jackson, though, as you see him get up to the outside wall just a little bit. He's able to gather it back up. Now, side by side, the 11 to the outside of the 72. He's got the draft of the 29, and it looks like he's cleared Miguel. Yes, he's going to come down the track, close the door. So move the 11 car of Travis Dart to 7th, and he is setting his sights on the 29 of James Jackson now. Now 94, Cameron Sarton, 2nd place in points, wanting to get back up there and defend his spot, especially seeing his points leader, Griffin Deere, now up in 4th place, only a few positions now ahead of Sarton. So the closer he can get to Griffin, the more he can narrow that gap in the points and keep Griffin from extending his lead any in the point standings. Travis now is going to be able to get that 11 machine around that 29 Dr. Pepper Zero sugar car, and he moves up to close the door. He's going to try to bring his teammate with him. You see both of those Ghost Racing Toyota Supras taking it down to the bottom of the track, trying to get some drafting help to his teammate, the 94 car. Ooh, they got very close right there. Almost door-to-door contact between the 29 and the 94. And it looks like Sarton is going to take it here coming out of turn 2. Yes, Sarton has the pass. So move Sarton into 7th. His teammate Travis Dart is up in 6th. And behind him, those two Great Lakes Motorsports of Miguel Rodriguez and James Jackson. Behind these guys, want to give a shout out to Kyle Jackson back here in the 49 Snap-on Ford. Kyle Jackson currently running in the 10th position. Behind him, we have the 60 of Devin Benoit. Benoit had a really strong start to this race. Saw him running up in the top 3 in the opening laps, but since then he's fallen back, now running towards the tail end of the lead lap, back in 11th position. So we'll see if he can gather it back up and get his number 60 machine back up to the front. And John Dart, we were just talking about John earlier in the race. He has an average finishing position of 2.25 through 4 races this season. Now, getting past halfway in this race at this point, a little bit of damage to that machine early on. got involved in an accident, I believe, and so he's driving a wounded race car tonight. So not indicative of the speed that we typically see out of John Dart in that 93 car. Typically, he's up there with the 11 and the 94, mixing it up and working with that team to get those guys up to the front. All right, as we come around to complete lap 75, we're going to be getting close to some green flag pit stops here in a few laps. So we are going to take a pause for the cause, a few-minute break real quick, and we will be back as those green flag pit stops start to happen. So you will hear no voice for a few minutes and just the sights and sounds of NASCAR on iRacing. right, we're going to come on back with commentary here as we see our very first green flag pit stop. That is going to be Brandon Hare. Brandon pitting out of, he gave up, I believe it was the 4th or 5th position to take that 18 car down to pit road. I predict that now one person has stopped. We will see some more guys stop shortly thereafter, as he is going to get an advantage on tires. And in fact, we do. Colin Lewis, he's going to bring his machine down next. He gives up the 3rd position to bring his car to the pits. Now, what's going to happen is, as these drivers who are taking these pit stops now, when they get out of the pits, their lap times ought to be a lot faster than the lap times of the guys that are currently out here, which is why they are going to go ahead and bring it down. At least our leader, Dakota Nichols, he does not want Lewis to have that tire advantage. Also pitted so far is Devin Benoit. So note that he has also brought his car down. Now we got a side-by-side race for the lead here. This is going to be Griffin Deere and Jared Ogletree. So as Nichols came down to the pits, these two guys were side-by-side, and now Ogletree is going to give up that fight for the lead. He's going to bring it down to the pits. That's going to leave Griffin Deere as your leader now in this race. Move Travis Dart to 2nd, Cameron Sarton to 3rd, James Jackson to 4th. Miguel Rodriguez still out on the track as well in 5th place. John Dart just now getting by the pitting Ogletree up to 6th place. So a little bit of a risk here with green flag pit stops, as it always is. So some strategy going to be playing out here. We see Griffin. He's going to go on and bring that number 6 Mustang down to the pits. So is Travis Dart behind him. That's going to give the lead to Cameron Sarton, our winningest driver so far this year. So Cameron is out here. Now let's take a look at his lap times. So he is running pretty consistently in the 32 2s, 32 3s, 32 1s, right? Those are the lap times that he is currently running because he is out on the track on older tires. The reason why I call this out isn't to pick on him. It's to show the advantage that these guys who pitted a little bit earlier are going to have by having fresher tires. As more guys come down to the pits, we see Miguel Rodriguez. He's brought his car down to the pits as well. We're going to go back here to Dakota Nichols. He was our leader when this pit cycle started. He has now cycled back up to 4th position. So I want you to take a look at his lap time here on lap 88. You see that is a 30.949 seconds. He's now going to come around the outside of the pitting Cameron Sarton. And I believe James Jackson is also in the pit. So that is going to cycle Nichols. Nichols just got his lap back. So he's going to have to come all the way back around in order to take the lead back. But as to what I was saying before, when we looked at Sarton's previous laps, he's running laps in the 32.1, right? 32.1 up to 32.3. Nichols for the last couple of laps has been running 30.9, 30.6. Let's see what he runs here on lap 90. 30.7, call it 30.8. So his lap times there, almost a full 2 seconds per lap faster. And that is a ton of closing distance with these cars. So good on him to see the indication when those pit stops started, and Dakota able to get down to the pits quickly enough to not give up too much of a tire advantage. Do you want to look at some other winners and losers throughout the pit cycle, though? So looking at the cycle, we see so Lewis, he brought it in on lap 85, a lap sooner than Dakota, which is what puts him on the advantage to be able to pass Dakota here for the lead. So we do have a change for the lead at the front. Colin Lewis able to get back up there and take the lead from Dakota. after those pit stops. So looked like Dakota actually had like 1 lap fresher tires than Colin, but I think Colin just had him on speed. Now, this does get back to something that Dakota was talking about when we interviewed him under caution earlier. He talked about how the 67 car, Colin Lewis, might have used up some of his equipment earlier in the run while Dakota was kind of saving his. So let's take a look at their lap times and see if we can compare kind of what might be happening here. So we're going to look at the lap times of Colin Lewis. So you can see here, Nichols over the last few laps running 0.2, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.3 of a second slower than Lewis. We're going to go on board with Lewis, though, and what I want you to listen for is see if you can hear the sounds of Lewis's tires through the corners. And we're going to compare them to Dakota's. Yeah, I heard a lot of tire noise coming out of the 67 as he made his way through the turns. This is something that Dakota was talking about earlier when we interviewed him. He was talking about how much he was just babying his tires on these runs. So here we are, just a few laps into the run. Okay, so we see two things here. So first of all, I want to point out that Dakota's tires, to me, they sound quite a bit like how Colin is using his tires. So at least from what I can hear, and you can't tell much from hearing, there's not going to be a huge advantage there. One thing I do want to point out, though, is that Dakota is clutching this car really hard. When he dives down in the corner, I want you to watch his RPM gauge there, that dial in the middle. See how it goes all the way down to 200 RPMs. If we compare this to guys who are not using the clutch pedal of their car to disengage that to disengage that transmission, this is a fuel saving technique. So when he clutches, right there, the engine's disengaged and it is not spending as much fuel. Be interesting to see if anybody else is doing this. We're going to ride along with Colin Lewis, our leader, again. You see his RPMs are staying up in the 7,000 range. So yeah, he is not clutching, not going to be saving near as much gas as Dakota in second place. So, could be a question of do they have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way? One other thing that I want to point out here is we continue to look at the lap times of these two drivers across the bottom. You see, this is going to be another one too, where Lewis has a bit of a disadvantage. You heard him have to get out of it as he got close to the outside wall there coming out of turn 2. So look at these lap times across the bottom. Dakota Nichols on lap 97, not a full tenth of a lap faster, but you can see lap 94, 0.2 slower. Lap 95, 1,600 slower. Lap 96, 6,000 slower. Now look at lap 97. He's half a tenth a lap faster now on lap 97 than leader Colin Lewis. He is a full tenth of a second, almost 0.2 of a second faster than Lewis on lap 98. On lap 99, a full 0.3 of a second faster. Now let's see what comes in at lap 100. As I'm watching the gap between second and first place shrink up. This is going to be a 0.4 of a second advantage. Yeah, almost 0.4 of a second advantage. So Dakota is chasing him down, and as we pull out to this shot, you can see the 24 car is right there. 67 at one point had a huge advantage over Dakota, but Dakota, he's not heating his tires up. I still don't think quite as much as Lewis is. So Dakota's going to be able to, spend a little bit of that tire heat now. He had some banked up, right? So he's going to heat those tires up now, work really hard to pass the 67 here. His tires are going to get a little bit hot, but I guarantee you the second Dakota gets by him, he's going to go right back into saving mode. So we're going to watch this battle as it plays out here for the lead. Side by side, they dive off into turn 3. Dakota's going to have the edge on the inside. You can see his car tightens up just a little bit there in the middle of the turn, has to get out of the throttle some. That's going to give 67 a very slight advantage as they come around to complete lap 103. He's not quite able to clear Dakota, though, as they get down into turn 1. Dakota, he's going to come through turns 1 and 2 and have a slight edge by about a half a car length. But as they exit the turn, that's where the 67, he's able to get back on that throttle so much faster. You're talking about this yo-yo effect. So the 24, he is a little bit faster on entrance, so he's a little bit slower on exit. There's give and take here. As they complete lap 103, that time Dakota led that lap. So they've been side by side battling for the lead for a couple of laps now. And if you are Jared Ogletree in the 27 car, he was over 3 seconds back. He's now shrunk that lead just in the couple of laps that these two guys have been racing side by side. Jared Ogletree, who's earned that nickname, the Silent Killer, in the Truck Series, he's now shrunk that lead by a third. He's now, a huge wiggle there by the 67 car. He gets loose. He gets it into the outside wall. What a save by Colin Lewis, though. Oh, man, that he wrecked about 4 different times there. He just didn't actually spin out. What a save in that 67 machine. We've got to go back and take another look at this. So we're going to ride along with the 67. You see, he's going to get... Oh, that car is so light when you're coming out of that turn. You're at full speed. There's no weight. I mean, the back of that car feels like it's floating as you come off on exit. He brushed that wall, and there's no way to explain how you feel like you're flying. It feels like there are no tires on the ground in that moment for Colin, but he's able to gather up, doesn't overcorrect it. He brushes the wall, a little bit again when he saves it, but huge shout out to Colin there. Spectacular save to keep his 67 car in the running here. He does lose about a second back now from where he was battling with Dakota for the lead. But man, that could have been a disaster for Colin and a very impressive start for him tonight. Even as you see, Ogletree is going to be able to take advantage of that mistake. Jared's going to come up around him on the outside. 67 still a little off pace. That car might not be super comfortable. Maybe he knocked something out of alignment. He's bringing it to the pits. Colin Lewis is going to give up third place, bringing that 67 car down to pit lane. Very slow on pit lane. Looks like he might be struggling to find his box. No, he's going to stop it there, and he backs out. He's going to tow. Colin Lewis, I think, calling it a night here early. Wow, hate to see that for the 67 car after, really just a heck of a run, especially for his first time out here in the Premier Series. So that puts Lewis out of the race. One important thing for that, if you are Cameron Arndt riding in the 3 car, Cameron is currently 23 laps down to the leader with 26 laps to go here. If Cameron Arndt can bring that 3 car all the way through to the end of this race, if he can limp it home, if you will, he's going to have he's going to be able to gain another position there. So with that lead by Dakota now back up over 2 seconds over second place Jared Ogletree, we're going to take a look a little bit further back in the field. We've got side-by-side racing here yet again. Griffin Deere in the 6. It's Brandon Hare in the 18. Griffin's got a lot to race for here tonight. He is currently your points leader. You see right behind them, second place in points, Cameron Sarton, right behind him, nipping at his heels after what's honestly been not a great night for Sarton thus far. Really sticking with it, though, working his way back up through the pack. I mean, really a trudge is what that challenge is like with what Sarton has dealt with tonight. So just to get his car where he is back in the top 5 even, already, if he can finish it out just with the top 5, a solid comeback for Cameron Sarton here tonight after what was frankly a dismal week in Indianapolis a week ago. Griffin Deere, though, he's up here racing to extend his points lead over Sarton. So currently running in the 3rd place. He's you got to think he's going to keep his eye on more here. We're going to take a look at some lap times between him and Jared once they've had a couple laps to settle out. See if he can maybe close that gap. It's currently about half a second between him and Jared Ogletree. That tells me he's already closing it because it was larger than that. You got to wonder if maybe Ogletree burned up a little bit of his stuff racing for the lead up there with Nichols in the 24. Meanwhile, we're talking about that points battle between the 6 and the 94. Don't look now, but who's breathing down Griffin Deer's neck? But second place in points, Cameron Sarton. He is right behind him. So Cameron came out hot out of the cannon to start off this year. Cameron won our three races to start the season. Was doing great, had an average finish of 1 going into IRP last week. Had some issues at IRP and ended up finishing 11th. Didn't even get a strong qualifying run there did Cameron Sarton, but he showed a little bit of life early on. He got caught up in some troubles that, if memory serves, I don't think they were his own doing. So good to see him back up here fighting in the top 5, now in 4th position. And I don't think this is over. I think he's going to get some more before this night's out. He's got a lot of speed. He knows how to get it done late in the race. We're coming to 21 laps to go here in this race. You can throw a blanket over 2nd through 4th right now. Dakota, he's kind of checked out with a lead here for a little bit. He's 2.8 seconds ahead of Ogletree. But this battle here now for 2nd through, heck, I'm going to go ahead and say 5th, because I think Brandon can get back up here once these guys start some side-by-side racing. I think it's very realistic the 18 catches back up. Here's that side-by-side we were talking about. Griffin Deer, he's going to take that bottom line now, looking to pass Ogletree. He does. So put Griffin now up to 2nd place. Sarton, he's going to dive underneath the 27, looking for 3rd place, and he's going to get it. So our points leader and points 2nd place. Remember, both of these guys started in the back of the pack tonight. Our 2 points leaders start at the back at the beginning of every race. It's just a way to, after 3 races, it's just a way to keep things kind of fair and fun, so the same guys don't dominate. And look, here they are with 18 laps to go in a 134 lap race, side by side, neck and neck. They came into this race separated by 2 points, just 2 points in the point standing. They've gotten 172 and 170 points at this point in the season, so to only be separated by 2, that's a really tight race right now as they run. I think the 94 has a slight advantage, but Griffin, he's not going to want to give it to him. He's trying to put the nose of his Ford Mustang right back underneath that 94 car and see if he can get that position back and keep his points advantage as he's already looking ahead to the next race to maintain that points lead. Cameron, though, you got to wonder if he's setting his eyes on the leader. Only 17 laps here, but we're going to keep an eye on these lap times. This gap up to Dakota has shrank. It was around 2.8 seconds. He's got it down to 2.5 with only now 16 laps to go. Is that close rate going to do it for him? So let's keep an eye on that. That time of the line, he was 2.4 seconds behind. Call it 2.5 seconds behind Dakota. So we'll check in when he gets back to the line and see if he's closing on him like we think he could be. One way we're going to keep an eye on this too is we're going to look at the speeds that they can maintain, both their very top speed. Yeah, he gained just a 10th on him that lap, so not quite the kind of gains that he needs with only 15 laps to go. He's not going to catch him at that pace. Got to wonder if maybe Dakota is keeping an eye while he's driving on this same gap that we are. He knows the success that Cameron has had this year. In a lot of ways, it almost feels like how Dakota dominated some races in our Premier Series last season. It almost feels like Cameron maybe came in here and kicked him off his throne and sat atop it himself for a few weeks. Dakota now coming back reminding Cameron who's king of the hill in this series, at least for the time being. Dakota missed a few races, had a rough start to the season, but has been absolutely dominant so far tonight. We've got coming back to 13 to go here when they get back to the line. Sarton has taken this lead down to almost 2 seconds flat, so another 0.3 of a second shaved off of this lead. We're going to keep a close eye on their lap times to see what these gains are looking like. And yeah, you see that with Sarton, his gains every lap underneath. So 0.2, you see almost 0.4, 1/10, 1/10, 1/10. He's gonna have to make gains faster than that if he's gonna catch this 24, because catching him is one thing, passing him is another thing entirely. But I bet Dakota, he's watching that same gap that we are, and he's managing that gap. So if he sees that, he's got a 2-second gap, maybe he can take it easy a little bit, right? He's taking it a little bit easier on those tires. He is a cerebral driver when he's out in the lead like this. He's in the pack, you see him get aggressive. But when you see him out front like this, he's thinking about every stress that he's putting those tires under. So now coming back to 11 laps to go, we see Devin Benoit bringing his number 60 machine down to the pits. So got to be wondering, too, about fuel mileage for some of these cars. Remember, we pitted with about, I think, 36 laps to go. That's going to be right at the edge of the pit window here. That's why we saw Dakota clutching earlier on in this run, like we were talking about, to try to save some of that fuel. And you see Sarton able to shave another 0.2 off last lap. We'll see what he's able to get. He's side by side back there with we saw these two mix it up earlier. He's side by side with Cameron Arndt in that 3 car. Cam now is like 24 laps down. His car's all fixed up now. He's got to have fresher tires. But yeah, if you're Sarton, you've got to be frustrated by how hard Cam's racing you here. He's closed that lead up to 1.3 seconds now. I say that he might be getting a little bit of a draft. I mentioned the 3 car. He's got to have fresher tires than the 94 Sarton here. His car's finally fixed up after he's been in the pits like several times for 24 laps, as you can see, getting that car fixed. So it could be the 94 is actually getting speed by drafting off the back of the 3 car of Cameron Arndt. So we'll see if that helps the 94 close the gap. We come to 8 laps to go. Dakota Nichols now with just a 1.1 second lead over second place Cameron Sarton. We're going to look out the back of his number 24 Chuck Smith & Son Construction Chevrolet. Do want to give a shout out to Chuck Smith & Son Construction. They sponsor Dakota both here in the virtual world and in the real world with his local racetrack escapades. He does some dirt track racing and performs well out there. So want to give a shout out to Chuck Smith & Son in Valdosta, Georgia, for their support of Dakota, both in virtual reality and in reality. Dakota's going to bring it around now. Hard impact to the wall there for the 3 car of Cameron Arndt. I think he followed the 24 into the wall there a little bit. Might have had a little brush with the wall, did Nichols. We'll see if that helps Sarton close this gap up. It is now a second flat gap with 6 laps to go. So at this rate, okay, so if he continues this close rate of about 1/10 of a second per lap with 6 laps to go, that means that he's going to run out of time here, right? He's going to still, if he's only closing 1/10 a lap, he's going to run out of laps. We talked a little bit earlier, though, about how the 3 car might have actually been helping Sarton draft a little bit. That draft counts if you're pushing on the back of the 24 car here, too. So it could be that where the 3 car of Arndt was an advantage to Sarton when he was back racing around the 24, he could equally help or hinder the 24 car here. Just under 1/10 of a second of advantage that last lap. 5 laps to go here. I think we're going to have to see we're going to see Dakota make a mistake here. Cameron Sarton's going to have to find a sixth gear somewhere to close this one out and be able to get back up there and race side by side for the win with the 24. But man, he is running him down. 4 laps to go, and he has closed that gap now to just 0.7 of a second. One other race worth talking about on the track here. Teammates Miguel Rodriguez, he's trying to get around James Jackson in the 29 for the 6th position. So we'll keep an eye on that gap as well. Kind of the only other competitive race on the track at this very moment. And we'll keep it here. We see, again, another 1/10 of a lap, another 1/10 of a second gained that lap on the 24. He's got it down to just half a second. He's going to have Brandon Hare in the 18 car. Brandon is now 1 lap down. He is the only car showing 1 lap down. So nothing lost, nothing gained for Brandon racing here, other than, how him being up here could impact the finish of this race. Now 2 lapped cars between the leader and second place with just 2 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Got to think it's going to be challenging that now to get the lead. Cameron Sarton has to pass not 1, but 3 cars, 2 of which are side by side down the backstretch. So going to be a difficult race if Cameron's going to get up here and make a run for this win. He's got his work cut out for him. The numbers game, not to his advantage presently. But we're going to take the white flag. Dakota now side by side with the 18 car. You're talking about the impact of these lap cars on the finish of this race. Side by side racing is going to hold our leader up here. The 18, he's going to get around him. The 3 car, he's now right behind the 20. The 3 car makes contact with the 24 car. Dakota Nichols is made loose by the 3 car. That's going to put the 94 of Cameron Sarton to the lead. Oh no, the 24 is out of gas. It looks like Dakota ran out of gas, and he's going to coast around. He's going to coast across the start finish line in second place. What a heartbreaker for Dakota Nichols. Runs out of gas on the last lap of the race, just half a lap to go. Cameron was running him down. It looked like he was going to run out of laps to get it done. But with half a lap to go, Dakota Nichols runs out of fuel. And that is going to make your winner the number 94 car of Cameron Sarton back to the top of the board. Big day for Sarton Ghost Racing, making their way back into the winner's circle. What a huge day. Now the 4-time winner Cameron Sarton in the 94 car. What a run. Really thought that, I even said it, unless something happens here, unless something happens to Nichols, or unless the 94 car finds a 6th gear. Well, Sarton was doing everything he could to find that 6th gear. He was running him down naturally, but able to close it out and get the win here tonight. We're going to see if we can get him in for an
Yes.
Hey, Cam. Yeah, this is Chris here in the booth. Congratulations on your 4th win of the season. I'll be honest, there towards the end, I said we're going to have either something happen to our leader here, or Cameron's going to have to find a 6th gear. And I'm going to say I think both of y'all were doing it. You were finding the 6th gear, and something happened to the leader. So talk us through what was going through your mind that last run as you were closing in on the leader, lap traffic in the way. Talk me through what got you through those last couple of laps.
Yeah, it all kind of started on that second run, and I saved like 2 or 3 laps kind of better than anybody else, and I knew I just could go full out that last run. And I basically just pushed pretty hard those last whatever 40 something laps. And I was surprised he actually made it as far as he did, and then made it through traffic pretty well there until the end. And I think they're teammates, and they kind of started playing some games with me, and got as I got closer, got in some dirty air. But unfortunately, it didn't pan out for them, and I guess he hit the wall and ran out there out of two, and I squeaked by. So it lawn race, and but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, man, you really stuck with it. You're kind of mired back in traffic early in the race. We're talking, got involved in an incident at one point. It looked like you had to use a fast repair. You had your meatballed at one point in this race, if memory serves. So, yeah, definitely a long struggle. Did you see yourself getting into victory lane, 50, 60 laps into this thing?
No, I'm usually not really good at Charlotte. I think it's probably my least favorite mile and a half. For some reason, it just feels weird in my hands on the steering wheel. But I was kind of struggling that first run. I was just kind of trying to feel out the track, and um, got cleared up for when I was on the outside of him. Whatever. And then just kind of got in the groove there that second run while saving gas, and got a little more comfortable, and allowed me to push that third run and finally find myself up in the front. So, and fortune fell my way.
I'll say so, but you were there to take advantage of it. So fantastic work tonight. Good on you for sticking with it, even when things were going your way early on in the race. Yeah, congratulations. But before I let you go, 3 wins out of 5 races. I'm sorry, 4 wins out of 5 races this season. What are they putting in the water wherever you live, man? This is crazy. You are dominating the series so far this year. Did you expect to come in and run roughshod over the rest of the field like this?
I did not, for sure. I'm kind of sad about last week still. I really liked IRP, and I was sad that the iRacing didn't throw the caution, and unfortunately, luck didn't favor me there. So I was done there early, so switched it to a white paint scheme. Hopefully, turn around luck, and it happened. So it's going good so far, and hopefully we can continue. But these guys are pretty good. They definitely don't race how their I rating is, so it makes it pretty fun. There's everybody in that kind of top 6 right there had a chance to win tonight. So pretty competitive. So it should be fun the rest of the way.
Yeah, man. Well, I look forward to watching it and calling it. So glad to hear you changed the paint scheme. You shook off some of the bad juju from last week, and you were able to get back in victory lane tonight. So congratulations once again. And last thing, anybody you want to give a shout out to before I let you go this evening?
Yeah, shout out to mom and dad for watching, and yourself for broadcasting, and John and Travis for the boys at Ghost Racing, along with Philip. I think he's watching too, another former Ghost or present Ghost Racing member. So we'll hopefully continue this the rest of the way. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Cameron. Congratulations on getting back in victory lane, and enjoy your celebration as we get ready to look towards next week. That was Cameron Sarton, your winner tonight at Charlotte, his 4th win this season. Thank you again for your time, Cameron. We'll see you. Heck, we might be doing this again next week at this rate.
Hey, that's fun. We can just book you every week. I wouldn't mind.
I bet not. All right. Appreciate your time. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks, boss.
All right. So we're going to see if we can get our second place driver, Dakota Nichols, maybe a slightly different interview for this one. We are going to move him in and see if we can talk to our second place driver, Dakota. Hey, Dakota, this is Chris. You are on the broadcast long enough for us to hear you say nah. But I want to talk to you about your race, if you don't mind. Man, it looked like you had that thing won there coming into the last lap. Heck, halfway through the last lap. What happened?
Honestly, just trying to play it back through my head. I don't know. I know we had a caution right after the stage, right before the first fuel run was going to be up, and it just kind of went green from there. I guess maybe everybody got ahead of me on fuel. I didn't save it all that second run. Had to try to make it all up on the last run, and I just came up half a lap short on the saving. So hate to lose the race that way. I just don't
Man,
know what else I could have done there.
yeah, and I even saw and I commented on the commentary. You were clutching the heck out of it all the way through that run. I could see you were trying to save every drop that you could, and guess it just was a half a lap shy tonight.
Yeah, and it's really weird. So I got to the half a lap shy with probably 24 to go, and it just kind of parked itself there. And I don't know if I was just trying to go too fast to save that last little bit, or what it is. But it's very unfortunate. Yet another week. I think there's been a lot of weeks this year that the fastest car hasn't won the race, and so we'll just add another tally mark to that list and move on.
Yeah, man, I know you had some tough breaks to start the season, had to miss a couple of weeks in between, and it looked like you were ready to retake your seat on the throne here in the Premier Racing Series, and came up a half a lap short tonight. Definitely had the speed. Anything else from the race that you wanted to discuss tonight? Anything that you saw out on the track from any of the drivers around you?
I want to say, props to Jared and Colin there for the first two runs. They really did a good job just staying within that 1.2 range. I don't know where Cameron raced the whole race, but I know, I just want to give props to him. Like I said, hate to lose a race that way, but he got ahead on the fuel strategy and it prevailed tonight.
Yeah, it was a slog for him coming up from the back, and now he was cutting into your lead, and I know you were watching it too, but he was going to run out of laps before he ran out of gas. So tough break, man. But hey, still bring it home second place, solid finish, solid points night. We know you need it. You think you're going to be able to make a run back up into the top 10 in points here in the coming weeks? You're going to hopefully be a bit more consistent. Not shade, by the way. I know you have real life stuff to deal with.
Oh, no shade felt at all. I'll just call my shot here. I looked at three-peat on the championships. I see no reason why I can't. It's just I wish we could kind of get it together. I know tonight I didn't really have to worry about it. Got to run up front for most of the night. There's some honestly really crappy racing mid-pack, and I know that's why that caution came out. But I'll have to go back and look at it. But barring wrong ill-timed caution and me sucking at fuel strategy, I do feel like I can three-peat it.
All right. Well, we will keep an eye on that, and I hope to get the Collier climb from let's see, you started tonight 14th in points. I don't think you're going to stay there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to calling that climb over the rest of the season, and hope you can make a good run for it. Anybody want to give a shout out to or thank while we're on the air here this evening?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. First of all, I just want to say, first and foremost, glory to God for everything. And Chuck Smith and Sons for, just sponsoring me IRL. Really laxing up the dollars so I could come off the 50 to race with you guys this season. And I appreciate everything you do for, kind of volunteering to do it. And you do an excellent job with it, man. So I appreciate it.
Hey, happy to do it. Glad to be a part of the league, and happy to give shout outs to Chuck Smith and Son out of Valdosta, Georgia, for sponsoring you IRL. And tell the folks, where is it? Because I can never get it right. Tell me exactly what it is you race in real life.
It is a 602 dirt late model. 602 being the GM part number for the crate 350 that we run.
Gotcha. Okay, so the 602 dirt late model, sponsored by Chuck Smith and Son Construction, and you run the 24 number in that as well, don't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Anywhere that it seems that I'm able to snag that number, it is taken for sure.
Gotcha. Well, congrats on a second place win tonight. Sorry for how it came up just short for you. It was it's a tough way to lose one, but I don't think that'll be your first shot to. I don't think that'll be your last shot to take home a victory this season. So looking forward to seeing you try to run down Cameron. That's 4 out of 5 races that he's won so far this season.
Yeah, no, like I said, Mad Props got way ahead on the fuel strategy on me, and you know, as much as I hate to lose a race that way, that's part of racing. And just stay tuned for a crew chief swap this week. So
All right. Well, Dakota, appreciate your candor tonight. Congrats on a good second place win. And thanks for stopping by to spend some time with us here in the booth. Have a good night, sir.
yes, sir. You too.
All right. That was your second place finisher, Dakota Nichols. Now we're going to see if we can get a word with our third place finisher. That was Griffin Deer. Hey, Griffin, this is Chris Ellis here on with the broadcast. Congrats on a third place finish tonight. Looks like you might lose the points lead here to Cameron Sarton after a win, but still a very strong run for you tonight. Any thoughts about the race tonight?
I think it was just a lot of fuel management, just kind of same as last week, just saving. So I was happy with my finish considering I had to come from the back and had to save pretty much the whole time. So it was I'm happy with my pace. I'm happy with where I finished.
Yeah, very strong finish. You were racing up towards the front of the pack for most of the night. Able to keep the nose of your 6 car relatively clean in what was kind of a messy race early on. We saw a few incidents, a couple that didn't bring out caution. So saw you doing some hard racing with some of your teammates there in the middle of the pack. You guys had a dogfight going on back there. Is that that's the kind of hard racing you guys expect out of each other at Great Lakes Motorsports, right?
Yeah, we're definitely not gonna just slow up for each other. I think it's important that we're pushing and trying to get to the front of the field. All of us. So I don't think at a track like this there's any benefit to kind of just hanging as a group and waiting. So I felt like I was kind of just out there to run my own race. I hope I didn't race any of them too hard. I wasn't totally thinking about who I was racing when I was trying to just get by people. So hopefully I didn't make too many enemies out there.
No, I don't think you have to worry about that at all. I think everything looked really, really clean from my perspective. So it looked like good, hard racing, especially among teammates there. We'll see if anybody has anything to say differently in the chat throughout the week, though. But overall, I think you put yourself in good position to, if not save the points lead with Cameron getting that win. I think you're definitely solidly in second place. Average finish, by the way, just so you know this stat, including tonight's finish, your average finish over 5 races is 3.5, Griffin. That's an insane stat.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been blessed to have some good finishes here, some good runs. I think I'm getting better at this saving and trying to stretch the fuel and while like keeping pace. And I think tonight I was able to kind of hold on to the tires. Wish I had a little more fuel in the tank. I could have probably pushed for a few laps there at the end, but it's just very close. Just got by on the number, so it was yeah, I'm happy with how I finished for sure.
Well, I think you definitely ran a great race tonight, had a solid finish to show for it, and I think you're going to come out sitting pretty in the points as well. So congratulations to you for a solid run. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we wrap up here this evening?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give a shout out to my teammates, James and Miguel. They both ran a pretty good race. Not entirely sure where they finished. I think, yeah, P5 and P6, or P6 and P7. So
Yeah, P6 and 7.
team, I'm happy we all three top tens is, good considering this is a pretty good turnout today. So yeah, shout out those guys. Shout out you guys in the booth.
Yeah, man. Happy to do it. Thanks for having us. All right. Well, yeah, congratulations again on a third place finish and solid 5-race start into the season. And we'll look forward to covering you much more as the season goes on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, that was your third place finisher, Griffin Deer. He's going to come out of this. Now, these are unofficial points results. We don't have the official points in yet, but he is going to come in probably in second place once all this shakes out. Cameron Sarton winning 4 of our 5 races so far. He is going to be the points leader, no doubt. So, yeah, great race here tonight. Had an exciting finish, even though it came from somebody running out of points here late. Want to thank everybody with the Premier Racing Series for having us here at PSRA TV. Do want to call out a couple of upcoming races that we have. So, 1 week from tonight, these O'Reilly cars are going to be taking on Iowa Speedway. It's going to be a 200 lap race, 170 miles at Iowa Speedway, the world's fastest short track, they call it. So that is going to be the Premier Series 1 week from tonight. That's going to be Thursday night, August 13th at Iowa Speedway. And if you cannot wait for that to race or to watch some racing, we will also have our Track Racer Truck Series will be live right here on PSRA TV. That'll be next Wednesday night, August 12th from Rockingham Speedway. That'll be 128 laps. You can tune in and see yours truly driving the number 17 Kitties and Beer Racing Toyota Tundra. I'll be out on the track trying to survive Rockingham. So tune in for that. We'll try to keep it clean. So yeah, great racing at least 2 nights a week here on PSRA TV. Feel free to join us in the Discord. The link is in our YouTube bio in the video description. Comment here and we'll link it to you. We're happy to have newcomers. It is free to join the truck series. If you are in iRacing for the O'Reilly series, this Premier series, there is a cost involved. It's not too bad. Shoot us a message. We can talk out those details with you, but we would love to have you. Like we had Colin Lewis join us tonight. He was in the truck race last night. Saw him join this field for the first time tonight, and his finish 13th really does not show the race that he had, because I tell you, he was right up front for a solid portion of the race. So, yeah, unfortunately, it did not. And he had the fastest practice time, too. He was 29.8. That's what I'm showing here, was the fastest practice time. So he had excellent speed. And it was his first night with us. And that could be you next week. So hit us up on Discord. Leaves a comment here on YouTube. We'll get you the information if you have questions. And until then, my name is Chris Ellis. I am the Mississippi Motor Mouth, coming to you on PSRA TV every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 p.m. Central. We'll be racing Wednesday nights as well, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. We will be back here same time Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Can't wait to see you here, there. Looking forward to it here on PSRA TV. See you then.